Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to The Movie Hunter. Today, we're diving into the epic middle chapter of one of cinema's greatest trilogies, The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, as we mark its incredible 25th anniversary. Released in December 2002, Peter Jackson's sequel didn't just continue the story, it escalated everything. With the Fellowship fractured, we follow parallel journeys of hope and despair. Frodo and Sam's treacherous path with the tormented Gollum, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli's desperate pursuit through Rohan, and the unforgettable Battle of Helm's Deep that still stands as one of the greatest action sequences ever filmed. Andy Serkis's revolutionary performance as Gollum changed visual effects forever. Howard Shore's score reached new emotional heights, and themes of addiction, redemption, and unbreakable friendship hit harder than ever. Over the last 25 years, this film has influenced countless blockbusters, pioneered CGI characters, and reminded us that even in the darkest times, there's light worth fighting for. In 2026, with extended editions returning to theaters and new Middle-earth stories on the horizon, the power of the Two Towers endures. Stick around for a full plot breakdown, cast highlights, mind-blowing trivia, reviews, awards, and its lasting legacy. If you're ready to charge into Helm's Deep one more time, let's march forth. Before we dive deeper into the shadows of Middle-earth, I'd love your support for The Movie Hunter. Please like and subscribe, it means the world to me. Thanks so much in advance for joining the hunt. Building on the monumental success of the Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers picks up right where we left off, but amps up the stakes with darker tones, bigger battles, and deeper character arcs. Peter Jackson and his team, Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens, continued their faithful yet cinematic adaptation of Tolkien's second volume, while shifting some events to create a perfect bridge to the return of the king. Filmed simultaneously with the rest of the trilogy in New Zealand, this $94 million chapter became the highest-grossing film of 2002, pulling in over $923 million worldwide and cementing the series as a cultural juggernaut. Let's break down the plot. Major spoilers ahead, but come on, it's been 25 years. The film opens with a dream sequence revisiting Gandalf's fall in Moria, plunging deeper into his epic battle with the Balrog as they plummet into the abyss. Gandalf defeats the demon but dies, only to return reborn as Gandalf the White, more powerful and radiant, played with renewed authority by Ian McKellen. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam trek toward Mordor, burdened by the ring's growing corruption. They're stalked by Gollum, the tragic creature once known as Smeagol, twisted by centuries with the ring. Captured and tamed by Frodo's pity, Gollum agrees to guide them through the Dead Marshes into the Black Gate, only for it to be impassable. His split personality, wretched Gollum versus pitiful Smeagol, provides some of the film's most haunting moments, as internal debates reveal the ring's devastating toll. On the other path, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli pursue the orcs who kidnapped Merry and Pippin. These hobbits escape into Fangorn Forest, encountering the ancient Ent Treebeard, voiced by John Rhys-Davies, and rousing the tree herds to war against Saruman. The three hunters reach the kingdom of Rohan, plagued by Saruman's influence. King Theoden is possessed by the corrupt wizard Christopher Lee, but Gandalf exorcises him, restoring the king's vigor. They rally at Helm's Deep, a mighty fortress, as Saruman unleashes 10,000 Uruk-hai in a rain-soaked siege. The 40-minute Battle of Helm's Deep is pure cinematic thunder. Arrows flying, walls breached, women and children hiding in caves, and a desperate last stand at dawn, saved by Gandalf and Eomer's cavalry charge, plus the arriving Ents flooding Isengard. Frodo, Sam, and Gollum are captured by Theomer, David Wenham, Boromir's noble brother, who resists the ring's temptation and aids them. The film ends on a note of grim determination. Sam's inspiring speech about the great stories where light endures, as Frodo nearly succumbs to despair, and Gollum plots betrayal. It's a masterful cliffhanger, blending triumph and foreboding. Thematically, The Two Towers delves into division versus unity. the two towers of Orthanc and Barad-dûr representing corruption, while exploring war's cost, environmental rage through the Ents, and the ring as metaphor for addiction. Sam's loyalty shines brightest, and Gollum's tragedy humanizes evil. The cast elevates it all. Andy Serkis's Gollum is a revelation, motion captured with groundbreaking tech that made him the first fully believable CGI character, earning widespread praise and influencing performances from King Kong to Caesar in Planet of the Apes. Viggo Mortensen's Aragorn grows into leadership with raw intensity. His horse-riding skills from real ranch experience shine in Rohan chases. Orlando Bloom's Legolas gets iconic moments like shield surfing and impossible arrow shots. John Rhys Davies doubles as Gimli for comic relief and Treebeard's booming voice. Sean Astin's Sam delivers the emotional core, especially his "There's some good in this world" monologue, a tearjerker that resonates today. Elijah Wood conveys Frodo's erosion beautifully. Newcomers: Bernard Hill's commanding Theoden, Miranda Otto's fierce Éowyn, expanded role, David Wenham's honorable Faramir, and Carl Urban's gritty Aelmir. The ensemble bonds from the grueling shoot feel authentic. Fun facts and production trivia abound. Andy Serkis was cast after his audition tape wowed Jackson. He performed on set in a mocap suit, leading to better interactions, but required Weta to redo Gollum's model in months to match his features. Serkis isolated himself, drawing from animal behaviors and his own voice work. The Battle of Helm's Deep was filmed over months, mostly at night in rain machines. Actors endured mud and exhaustion. Viggo Mortensen broke toes, again, Orlando Bloom's ribs from falls, and stunt double Brett Beatty injuries. They built a full-scale Helm's Deep set, used thousands of extras, and pioneered the massive software for AI-driven orc armies, revolutionary for crowd simulations. Rohan scenes in beautiful New Zealand landscapes, Edoras on a mountain. Horses were key, many real charges. The Ents were complex CGI/practical hybrids. Howard Shore's score introduced Rohan's leaping themes and Gollum's pitiful motif. Injuries galore. Mortensen surfed despite fears, actors hiked in armor. Extended Edition adds 44 minutes, including more Faramir backstory and Ent drafts making hobbits grow. Reviews were stellar. 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, praised for escalating action, Gollum, and battles. Many called it better than Fellowship for pacing and spectacle. Roger Ebert, thrilling. It grossed $923 million, highest of 2002. Nominated for 6 Oscars, won 2, visual effects and sound editing. Lost Best Picture to Chicago, but the trilogy's sweep came next. In the last 25 years, legacy is huge. Gollum pioneered mocap, Serkis became the king of it. Helm's Deep set battle standards, influenced Game of Thrones, Avatar. Trilogy boosted New Zealand tourism, VFX industry. In 2026, extended editions re-release in theaters January 17th and 24th with Peter Jackson intros and D-Box. Tickets selling fast. Themes of resilience amid darkness feel timeless, especially post-pandemic. New films like Hunt for Gollum coming. The Two Towers proves sequels can surpass originals. Darker, bolder, unforgettable. What's your favorite Two Towers moment? Helm's Deep charge, Sam's speech, Gollum's debate? Comment below. If this deep dive fired up your love for Middle-earth, hit like, subscribe to the Movie Hunter, turn on notifications, and share with your fellowship. Thanks for watching. See you in the next hunt. Fourth Arrowlings.